Next week in Emmerdale, Cain Dingle opens up to his entire family about his cancer diagnosis after stunning his wife Moira with the revelation that his condition is far more serious than she initially thought. After suffering alone for weeks, will he finally receive the support he desperately needs? Following advice from Dr. Liam Kavanagh, Cain finds the strength to explain to Moira what he has been enduring while she has been in prison. Although Moira is shaken to learn he has kept the diagnosis secret for a month, she eventually encourages him to share the truth with Kyle, Isaac, and the wider Dingle clan. The week starts with Cain gazing across Butler's farm, aware that everything he values could soon slip away. Overcome with remorse, he struggles to stay composed as Moira thanks him for holding everything together during her time behind bars. As pressure mounts, Cain feels trapped by Joe Tate as unpaid bills continue to stack up. Confiding in Sarah Sugden, he admits that Joe's threat to report him over the stolen cars has left him feeling cornered, prompting Sarah to insist that Moira deserves to know what is happening. Being the only person Cain has trusted, Sarah finds that keeping his secret begins to strain her romance with Jacob Gallagher. Belle quickly senses that something is troubling Sarah, but determined to protect her grandfather, she keeps up appearances. At the same time, Cain endures a distressing moment in the Woolpack toilets when he experiences severe pain and discovers blood. Seeing how frightened he is, Liam firmly tells him that he can no longer hide the truth from those closest to him. During his next visit to the prison, Cain courageously tells Moira that his cancer is aggressive, leaving her horrified that he has concealed it for so long. While urging him to inform the rest of the family, she is also devastated by fresh updates about Joe's schemes and the future of the farm. Despite this, Moira reassures Cain that his well-being must come first. Accepting that he cannot avoid reality any longer, Cain begins telling his loved ones about his illness. The Dingles later come together at the Woolpack to stand beside him in solidarity. During the gathering, Cain retreats to a quieter room to gently explain the situation to Kyle and Isaac. After Sam gives an emotional speech reminding Cain how deeply he is cherished, Cain steps outside alone to clear his head. How will Cain handle this new and uncertain stage of his battle with cancer? Rona Goskirk faces a life-altering decision in Emmerdale next week, when former partner Graham Foster presents her with a clear ultimatum. Believing their romance could still be revived, Graham tells Rona to meet him if she feels there is any hope for them. If not, he vows to disappear from her world permanently. As she considers his proposal, Rona must decide whether risking her marriage to Marlon Dingle is worth another shot with the man from her past. According to an insider, Graham's unexpected return has left everyone unsettled, but Rona most of all. She cannot help wondering whether they would still be together if he hadn't staged his death 6 years earlier, a question Graham is equally desperate to have answered. Still shaken by his comeback, Rona lashed out at the man she once planned to share her life with for allowing her to grieve him. Graham openly declared that his feelings for her never faded, yet he was devastated when she recommitted herself to Marlon. As news of Cain Dingle's cancer diagnosis spreads through the village, Graham confides in Rona that he had known about it but chose to honour Cain's wish for privacy. His admission surprises Rona, who realises he had been trying in his own way to calm the escalating feud between Cain and Joe Tate. Without his involvement, matters might have spiralled even further. An insider explains that this revelation causes Rona to reassess her view of Graham. Though often ruthless, he can be intensely devoted and protective, and beneath his hard exterior lies a moral code she once found compelling. Their heart-to-heart results in a moment charged with emotion, observed from a distance by a wary Lydia Dingle. The next day, Lydia informs Kim Tate that she witnessed Graham and Rona appearing unusually close. Kim acts indifferent about who her estranged husband chooses to spend time with, yet privately she remains torn by unresolved feelings and tries to suppress her lingering attraction. With Graham continuing to pursue Rona, Kim may soon have to confront the possibility that she is not over him after all. Determined to win Rona back, Graham advances his plan by presenting her with an invitation he hopes will sway her. He asks her to meet him at 12:30 p.m. on the footbridge so they can properly discuss what lies between them. Despite repeatedly rejecting him, Rona finds herself tempted by the idea. Graham promises that if she fails to appear, he will finally step aside and leave her and Marlon in peace. As the appointed time draws near, Graham waits nervously on the bridge, hoping she will arrive. Will Rona give him the chance to speak, or will she close the door on their past forever? The ongoing Bear saga delivered another major twist in Emmerdale this evening. Bear appeared to make his exit from the village, while Paddy suddenly found himself under renewed suspicion over Ray's killing. Yet the full story has not come to light. Struggling with guilt over his violent behaviour and his assault on Jacob, Bear vanished after walking out of the hospital. Paddy joined forces with officers to search for him through the night. D.S. Walsh warned that if Bear were found, he would be returned to prison for violating the terms of his bail. In a heartfelt exchange, Bear accepted the proposal. When Paddy later left him there, he vowed to come back and see him. Bear, however, maintained that this was a battle he needed to confront by himself. With Bear gone from the village for now, viewers are speculating about Joshua Richards' future on the show. So far, there has been no confirmation of a permanent departure, although soap exits are typically kept confidential until the last moment. But Bear's exit was not the only bombshell. With upcoming developments being kept under wraps, it is clear this storyline still has plenty of life left. And with Paddy once again under scrutiny, his situation may be about to deteriorate even further. Moira Dingle is convinced her situation cannot deteriorate further in Emmerdale, but with Joe Tate scheming nearby, another crisis is never far away. During her time in prison, Cain Dingle has been left juggling responsibility for the farm alone. On top of that, he is managing the garage, caring for Kyle and Isaac, and quietly coping with a prostate cancer diagnosis. The pressure is already immense, yet further trouble looms. Hovering over Butler's farm with clear intent is Joe Tate, who is determined to seize control of Moira's livelihood. Cain has been advised by Graham Foster to prioritise Moira and his health rather than wage war against the Tate family. However, pride drives him, and surrender is not in his nature. A devastated Cain, who's returned to stealing cars for additional income, responded, "It's not enough, so we could lose the whole herd, couldn't we? This is it, the end of the road." Later, Cain delivered more sad news, stating, "I've been on every site I know to try and find a way out of this, but there just isn't one. If those tests come back positive, those cows can't even be turned into dog food." This week, Lydia Dingle kindly offers to take Kyle and Isaac off Cain's hands for a few days, but he turns her down. Once she leaves, he is left in solitude, and it becomes clear just how near he is to reaching breaking point. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.